Please visit my website at simhayoga.com for the full streaming schedule, as well as the payment information for Venmo and for PayPal. My preferred way of payment is Venmo, and my handle is Simha Yoga Lab, and the 4-digit ID code is 8096 if you're prompted for verification. Classes are $10 and $5 if you're having a difficult time right now. We can definitely work with that. Please share my information and let people know that classes are happening. So I'm trying again Instagram today, so let's see what happens. All right, today's class is open flow. Please sit up on a block if you're tight in the hips or the lower back. This will make your cross-legged position a little bit more accessible. And for those of you who are a little bit newer to my practice, welcome. And if you're working with any kind of specific pains or injuries or other limitations, please be very mindful that I give a lot of variations, and if those variations are not appropriate for you, to please pull back and check in. You can always start and stay in the basic poses. You do not need to take the variations, as I call them. As well, if you're a little bit more advanced, a little bit more skillful, a little bit more experienced, if I'm not calling out variation that you like, please take whatever you like. I give a lot of liberties for people to kind of explore practice, so please go ahead and do that if you want. All right, let's sit up tall, palms face up. Fingers come together, move right, thumb and index fingers touching. As you ground evenly through your seat, let the shoulders broaden and start to connect to the breath. Let your inhales even out with your exhales. Start to even out the breath and smooth it out. Three arms together, inhale. Keeping the eyes closed, hands together in prayer out from the heart, pressing the thumbs into your heart, heart back into the thumbs, lifting the heart up toward the sky, setting your intention for yoga practice, devoting your practice to someone or something, but to yourself, your supreme self that lives within your heart. Mantra for purification, purifying the space in which you practice yoga. Call and response. Om Pavitraha, Om Pavitraha, Pavitrawa, Pavitrawa, Sarva Vushtan, Sarva Vushtan, Gato Piwa, Yaha Smarit, Pudrikaksham, Sabahya, Bihyandraha, Suchihi. Starting to open the eyes and let the palms face up. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, right ear to the right shoulder, right hand to the left side. Elongate through the left side of the neck. Chin toward the right shoulder. Release back to center, drop the right hand. Left ear to the left shoulder, left hand to the right side. Chin toward the left shoulder. Release back to center, drop the left hand. Chin toward the chest. Big circles with the head in one direction. Ear to one side, roll it back. Opposite side, roll the center. Take a few more rounds in that same direction. Chin back to center and pause. And then taking the opposite direction. And then back to center again. Lift the chin parallel to the floor and neutral spine. Coming off blocks, extend the legs forward, separate the feet. Hands supporting to either side of you and turn your toes toward each other. And then roll out. Draw in, roll out, draw in. Outward rotation, circling. Take back center, switch them around. And then back to center again, cross your shins, opposite shin on top. Raise the arms high, extend. Twist to the right on the exhale. Back to center, arms up. Exhale, other side. Back to center again. Side bends, right hand down, left arm overhead. Back up again, other side. Back to center, legs forward, forward fold. Take back up, soles or feet together, knees apart, and let's take some gentle butterflies, right? So very controlled movement of the knees up and down. All right, and then staying here, coming back to stillness, let the knees draw down and pull the heels in a little bit closer. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, take it forward into Baddha Konasana, pressing your elbows to your inner thighs. And then keep as much lengthiness as you can as you take it forward to the forward fold. So elbows to the inner thighs, pressing down will give you a little bit more openness into the hip joints. And take it back up, keep the left heel in. Right heel comes back, creating a letter S with your legs. Walk your hands over to the left side. Inhale, lengthen. On the exhale, start to twist and bow forward about halfway. Stopping at the halfway point, inhale again. Exhale, twist a little bit more and bow forward even deeper. Perhaps even to the head, touching toward the floor. So you're looking for the sole of the right foot, pass your left hand behind you. Start to make your way back up. Twist to the right. Come back to center. Support with your left hand down to the floor again, to your left side. Right arm raised to parallel the floor and keep your right elbow bent. Inhale here. Exhale, twist left. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist left. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist left a little bit more. Inhale, center, and pull it back a little bit more. 2 more times. Exhale, twist to left, even more. Inhale, pull it back, even more. And then exhale this time. Twist your deepest and stay there. Stay in the twist. Extend the right arm outwards. Right, so full extension of the arms. Then lean forward, reach your right hand further. Stay here. Lean forward, reach your right hand even further. Lean forward, if you can, touch your right hand down. Inhale, lengthen, exhale. Traction your right hand out. Keep supporting with your fingertips to the floor and keep extending. As you keep extending, you're also lowering. Feeling for the extensions of the outer arms, your shoulders, across the shoulder blades on the right side. Walk your right hand back in, lift back up with both hands supporting. Pick up the right foot, keep the right knee bent. Draw the right knee forward, right heel comes back. Draw the right knee forward, right heel comes back. Draw the right knee forward. Right heel comes back. Extend the right leg. Right heel forward. Right heel back. Right heel forward. Right heel back. Right heel forward. Right heel back. Bend your right knee. Take it back to center. Take the right leg around. Swing the left leg back. So this time it is a reverse ladder S. Walk your hands over to the right side. Inhale, lengthen. On the exhale, deepen your twist as you start to bow forward about halfway. Inhale, lengthen here again. Exhale, twist a little bit deeper. Perhaps the forehead to touch down toward the floor, looking for the sole of the left foot back behind you. Press into your hands, lift back up, counter twist to your left. Back to center again, twisting to the right. Right hand to come down to the floor for support. Raise your left arm to parallel the floor. Keep your left elbow bent. Inhale here. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, center, draw back. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, center, draw back. This time, exhale, twist to the right, a little bit deeper. Inhale, draw back a little bit deeper. Exhale, twist to the right, even deeper. Inhale, take it back, even deeper. This time, exhale, twist as far as you can and stay to hold. Then, extend the left arm out. Reach to your left fingertips. Right, so full extension of your left arm and reach through your fingers. Go a little bit deeper and also lean forward a little bit. And then go even deeper. Take your left fingertips to the floor. Traction your left hand to the floor, left fingertips, and keep reaching forward as you deepen that forward fold. So you're feeling for openness through the left armpits. Extension through the outer left arm, into your shoulder blades, into the upper back on the left side, across the mid-back. Start to walk your left hand back in. Support with both hands on the floor. Lift the left knee, keep the left knee bent, and the foot is flexed. Draw the left knee forward, left heel back. Left knee forward, left heel back. Left knee forward, left heel back. Extend the left leg, keep the foot flexed. Left heel forward, left heel back. Left heel forward, left heel back. Left heel forward. Left heel all the way back. Bend your left knee, come back to center. And then swing the left leg around. This time, soles of feet together, but the feet are slightly further forward. Grabbing the ankles or your insides of the feet. Also, if you have a little bit more deeper for practice here, you can thread the arms underneath. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, take it forward. This time, in the forward fold, you can take a very rounded back position. Release, take it back up. Bend in the knees. Separate your feet wider than your hips and come to your heels, flexing your feet. Windshield wipe your knees side to side. And take back to center. Step the feet down, hands come back behind you, tabletop. Lift up. And taking the seat back down. Swing the legs back behind you, coming to your down dog, pedaling out the legs. Alright, let's pivot to your left heel and pressing the left heel deeply toward the floor. So getting more stretch through the back of the left leg, through the calves on the left side. Pick up the right foot, point the right toes back, press the top of the right foot to the floor, so it's the toes in particular, and then start to press toward the knuckles of the toes and get into the stretch of the top of the foot, of the right foot, and the ankle joint on the right foot. So left heel pressing down, top of the right foot pressing down. Lift the right foot, flex your right foot, and extend back. Then stack the hips, open the right knee, open the hips and bend your right knee. Raise your right leg back up, square off, step the right foot forward between your hands. Warrior one. Grounding the back heel down, arms up high. Take the left hand to catch your right wrist, extend up, so notice the left palm facing up and you're catching the right wrist with your thumb and index finger. Extend up by pulling with your left hand and then side bending to the left. Keep reaching. Now let the right shoulder descend. Angle the arm a little bit more forward and then pull. Take it back up to stack with your shoulders. Come all the way back up. Switch hands. Right palm facing up. Index finger, middle fingers. Catch your left wrist. Pull up. Extend to the right. So initially, the extension to the right is your left side stretch. And you're stacking your shoulders. Then let the left shoulder descend and angle your arm a little bit more toward the corner of the room, so toward the right at a slight angle, and then pull with your right hand. Take it back to stack with your shoulders. Come all the way up. Wrap the hands back behind you. Interlace your fingers. Broaden your shoulders. Reach your knuckles back. Lift the heart center up, gaze upwards, and this is your ecstatic warrior. Strongly ground through the back heel down for support and anchoring, and then bow forward. Devotional warrior, crown of the head toward the inside of the foot. Inhale, take it all the way back up. Warrior one. Open it up. Warrior two. Arms are parallel, right knee still stacking over the right heel. Flip the front palm, reverse warrior. Exhale, side angle. Right hand to inside the foot, left arm up. If this is difficult for you to touch your right hand down, you can modify. With the arm to top of the leg, left arm reaching up. Left palm to face down, reach forward, extending, and this is your extended side angle. Inhale, take it all the way back up. Reverse warrior. Hands to the floor. Right foot stepping back, plank. In on one breath, exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. So come to stillness in your down dog and press your right heel down very actively. So you're shifting your weight a little bit to the right side. So if the right heel is touching down, that's perfectly fine because you're putting particular pressure to it. So it might feel really good for you to take the heel down and get that extra stretch to the back of the right calves. So keep the right leg, right foot stabilized. Lift the left foot, point the toes back, and go on the toenail side of your left foot. Once you have a nice positioning there, press the knuckles of the left toes toward the floor so you're getting a deeper stretch to the top of the left foot and the left ankle. Then pick up the left foot, flex your left foot, three-legged dog, stack the hips and bend your left knee. This is your sideward scorpion. Raise your left leg back up, square the hips, step the left foot forward, warrior one. Ground the back heel down, arms up high, and extend in warrior one. Right hand, palm facing up, thumb and index fingers, grab hold of the left wrist, and pull upwards. Get a nice lengthy left arm, and then side bending to the right. So notice the initial side bend, your shoulders are stacked. So the sensation is the stretch to the outer arms, outer left arm. Now, as you now, then let the left shoulder descend a little bit, angle the left arm a little bit more toward the right hand corner of the room, and then pull with the right hand and extend. So now, maybe you're getting the sensation more to the upper back of the left shoulder blade, and then maybe toward the mid-spine. Okay, so changing the stacking of your shoulders changes the stretch in your shoulders. Come back to the stacking of your shoulders, back up to vertical. Warrior one, left hand, palm facing up, grabbing the right wrist. Extend up, pulling with your left hand, get lengthy on the right side, and then side bending to the left. So this is an outer right arm, shoulder, and side rib stretch. Then let the right shoulder descend a little bit and extend through the right fingertips to the corner of the left hand side of the room. Let your shoulders stack again. Come up. Warrior one. Wrap the hands back behind you. Take the other thumb on top, so non-dominant interlacing of your hands. Broaden your shoulders. Reach your knuckles back. Use that action to help you lift into back bend, looking upwards. Ecstatic warrior. Then come forward. Devotional warrior. Crown of the head toward the inside of the foot. Take back up again. Warrior one. Open it up. Warrior two. Flip the front palm. Reverse warrior side angle. Left hand to the inside of the foot. Right arm up, so that's a full expression of your pose. If you need to modify it, make it a little bit easier. Take the left arm to top left leg, right arm up. So by elevating the torso and taking it at a different angle, at a less angular position, it's going to be less demanding on your lower back, the hips, and your hamstrings. Right palm to face down and reach forward. Extended side angle. Inhale, take back up. Reverse warrior. Hands to the floor. Left foot stepping back plank. Inhale one breath. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, shift to the tiptoes, lift the heels as high up as you can. Press into your hands and reach your tail up toward the sky. As you press into your hands, draw the chest and the heart center toward the floor and then toward the legs. So you're really reaching your tail up and then narrowing that inverted V. And then lower the heels as far down as you can, and if you can touch your heels down, fantastic. So that same sensation that we were taking one-legged before with the heels touching down, you're doing here. Then lift your toes. So now you're really feeling a lot of activation through your calves. Then release your toes, shift forward into your plank. All right, for those of you who have pretty weak toes and tops of the feet, you may not be able to do this one with both toes pointed, both feet pointed, but if you need to take just one at a time, so you're going to point the left toes, press the top of the feet to the floor, point the right toes, tops of the feet to the floor, and stay here in a plank position. So, in this position right here is actually midway transition from chaturanga into up dog. So into up dog and into down dog, right? So you're flipping over the toes, all right? So then you're going to drop the hips. If you don't have the toes pointed, start flipping them now into up dog. You see how that transition is a midway point, right? Then as you lift the hips again, right? Coming back to that pointed toe plank, you're going to lift the seat and then roll over your toes again. So this rolling of the toes could be quite difficult for a lot of people, right? So you can always practice that sensation by taking it to plank and pointing the toes, and then maybe both toes, and then coming into up dog is pretty easy, but then lifting up and then rolling over to toes into down dog, that's the hardest part, right? So that's where most people need the most work, right? And if you choose not to do it that way simultaneously, that is fine. A lot of yogis go 1 foot at a time, right? So if you have sensitive feet, no need to break your toes, right? And create discomfort just to roll over your toes. I am all for not hurting yourself, not being unpleasant in these transitions, right? If you need to kind of modify a little bit, modify. Inhale, right heel up, 3-legged dog. Right knee in toward the nose and round the spine. Shoulders on your wrists, high up on your left tiptoes, round the spine, knee in. Inhale, pick it up, open up the hips, bend the right knee. Extend the right foot back up, step the right foot forward, warrior 1. Exhale, open it up, warrior 2. Lengthen out the right leg, triangle. Tip the left hip back, right hand forward. Right hand to top the shin, left arm up. So those are you modifying. If you have tighter hamstrings, lower back, hips, right? So this is where you may want to stay. If you have a little bit more range, you can keep using your hand to your shins and go a little bit lower. And of course, if you have the full pose, right hand all the way down. Extended triangle, left palm to face L and reach it forward. And then take it all the way back up. Reverse triangle. Bend the front knee. Half bound side angle. Right hand to the floor or elbow to the knee. And then left hand behind you. Let your shoulders stack. Now as you stack your shoulders, you also want to lean the right arm to the inside of the right leg if you have the hand to the floor, right? Of course, if you have the elbow to the knee, you're not able to do that, right? That's okay. Oh no, I'll give you an option. If you have the elbow to top of the knee, you can still do that by taking your elbow to the inside of the knee and just press here. Because then you're still a little bit elevated, right? So you're not requiring to touch down, but you still get the action of the arm pressing to the inside of the knee, right? That's a really great option. Otherwise, you're taking a half bind here and lean to the inner right leg. Start to release, inhale, come back up. Reverse warrior. And then hands to the floor, right foot stepping back plank. Inhale on breath, exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, let's come to down dog and press your heels toward the floor. If your heels are touching down, fantastic. What you're looking for is a very intense stretch to your calves. Press strongly into your hands and then lean away back toward the seat. Point the tail up toward the sky. And now you can also intensify the glutes and the hamstring stretch. So not only are you getting the calf stretch, now you're adding on glutes and hamstrings by pressing away back. Take it forward, into your plank again. Stop with the right foot this time. Toes are pointed. You're pressing to the top of the toes, toenail side of the foot. Then maybe switch. Take both feet pointed, shoulders over your wrists. And then draw the hips downwards as you lift your chest. And that is your up dog. Your thighs stay off the floor. And then roll over your toes again by lifting up into down dog. Inhale, left heel up. Exhale, left knee in toward the nose. Shoulders over your wrists. High on your right tiptoes, knee in toward the nose. Kick it back. Open up the hips, bend the left knee. Extend the left foot back up. Step the left foot forward. Warrior 1. Open it up. Warrior 2. Lengthen out the left leg, triangle. Tip the right hip slightly back. left hand forward. For those of you modifying, a little bit tighter in the hamstrings, your hips and your lower back, take the left hand to the shin, right arm up. You have a little bit of space for you to work with your flexibility, so maybe take it a little bit lower if you need, and then, or if you can, and then if you can take the left hand all the way down to the floor, go ahead and take it. So this is your triangle. Inhale, take it back up, reverse triangle. Bend the front knee, side angle, half bound side angle. So elbow to top of the knee, right arm up if you're modifying. Left hand to the floor directly if you have the full pose. Then let's take the half bind. So if you're taking the full position, right hand behind you to your lower back. Stack the shoulders and lean the left arm, outer left arm to the inner left knee, and use that resistance to help you to stack even more actively. And then for those of you who have the modified version with the elbow to top of the leg, take the left arm to the inside of the left leg and press. Use that action to help you to stack. Start to release, keep the half bind. Raise your left arm up and behind you as you lift your torso. Reverse warrior. And then hands to the floor. Left foot stepping back plank. Inhale on breath. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale up. Exhale, down. Start to walk your feet forward toward your hands. And walking toward the front of the mat. Once you get toward the front of the mat, separate your feet pretty wide, about max width distance. Okay? Left hand to center, creating a triangle. Bend your left knee, extend the right leg, raise your right arm up to twist. Right palm to face down, extend forward. Right arm up and behind you, half bind and stack. Take the gaze to the floor for balance. Shift to your right leg. So you might need to bend your right knee a little bit. Then pick up the left foot, reach it back, revolve half moon. Then start to lengthen out the right leg as well. Now if you need to use your left hand to block, you can go ahead and start to transition into the support with the block. Those of you binding, right hand to your left foot, kick it back, revolve Shavasana. If you have the bind, release the bind, come back to your revolved half moon, seated spinal twist. Take the left knee behind the right heel, take the seat down. Right hand is behind you for support, left arm is up on the inhale, exhale, twist to your right. Now for those of you who are struggling in this full position of the seated spinal twist, you can extend the left leg forward instead and step the right foot over. This will require less flexibility into your hips and makes it much more accessible. Now, if you're also not able to press your elbow to the top of the right leg, you can wrap the arm around the leg, or you can take a hand to the right knee. Right? So essentially, if you move your hand to your right knee, you're also not extending as deeply and requiring more flexibility for your upper back and shoulders, right? So by taking your hand, now you can sit up tall to twist. Right? So those are all different options and variations you can take. Alright, square back to center, counter twist to the right, neutralizing twist. So we just came from a revolved half moon, now we're going to go to regular half moon. Square back forward, step the right foot down, as if you have the warrior two position with your right leg. Then start to tip forward, right hand to the floor, about a foot forward from your toes, a little bit off to your right side. So that means it's a slight diagonal. Use your right hand to block if you need it. Then stepping on the right foot, pick up the left leg, and come right up to your half moon. Stack your shoulders and your hips left side over your right. Now if you want to bind here, left hand to left foot for your Chapasana. And this is your regular sugar cane. Now regular sugar cane could be with one hand, a half variation, or both hands to grab the left foot for the full variation. Alright, start to release wherever you are, step it back. Warrior 2. Reverse warrior. Hands to the floor, right foot stepping back plank. Inhale, one breath. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Start to walk your feet forward toward your hands, walking toward the front of the mat. Once you're there, with both hands supporting, separate your feet about mats with distance. Once you have it there, right hand to center, creating a tripod. Then bend your right knee, keep your left leg extended. On the inhale, raise your left arm up to twist. Then twist first. Then left palm to face down, extend forward as you continue to twist. And then now, take a half bind, left hand up and behind you. Take the gaze to the floor for balance. Bend your left knee so that you can shift the weight to your left foot. Pick up the right. Reach it back in space, foot is flexed. Raise your left arm up, coming to revolved half moon. Then bending your right knee, grabbing the inside of the right foot with your left hand if you want, into revolved Chapasana. Keep the right foot kicking up and the right thigh lifting away from the floor. Seated spinal twist. Take the right knee behind the left heel and draw the seat down. So this full variation, if your left leg crossing over your right in this way is too tight for your hips and it forces you to kind of round your back, then better to extend the right leg forward and take a half variation. This makes it a lot more accessible for your hips. Left hand behind you, right arm up on the inhale. Twist to your left if you can. The right elbow to top of the left leg and press in to deepen your twist. If that forces you to round your back, then better to grab the right arm or take the right hand to the outer left leg to twist with a more vertical spine. Right, so it should be evenness of your seat grounding down, and then lengthiness through the spine to twist. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, counter twist to your right. So coming from the revolved variations of those poses, we're coming into regular straight up variation of poses. So square back to center, step the left foot forward as if your placement of the foot is in the warrior 2 position. Then lift the seat, shift the weight forward, left hand to the floor, about a foot forward from your toes, a little bit off to the left side, so it's a slight diagonal. Then pressing to step on the left foot, left hand, raise your right leg up, right arm up, and start to stack the right side over your left. Steady your balance there, and if you're adding on the bind of your Chapasana, sugar cane, go ahead, right hand to outside the right foot. So that's a half variation of that. If you're taking the full variation, both hands to your right foot. Keep stacking, keep kicking the foot back for that tension of the bow between your hands, your arms, your shoulders, and the leg. Alright, start to break. Step the right foot all the way back. Warrior 2. Reverse warrior. Hands to the floor, left foot stepping back plank. In our breath, exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Raise your left leg up. Left knee in toward the nose and land that shin to the floor. Pigeon on the top of the left shin. Left thigh, left knee angles out to left side just a little bit, about 30 to 45 degrees. Into right knee as far back as you can, so you can lower your seat, right? You start out really high, you can't really balance there and fold forward properly, right? So use your hands supporting, into right knee as far back as you can, so you can lower your seat. Then walk the hands back and try to sit up tall here. Your pelvis should feel pretty level and balanced, and your torso should be pretty vertical, which means your spine is pretty vertical. If you did this right and you're pretty balanced, you may not need your hands for support, so this is your test. Then, once you have all that measured out, walk your hands forward. You can stay in your forearms. You can make pillows with the hands and rest your forehead, or take the forehead all the way down and arms forward. So this is your passive pigeon, right? And it is a nice hip opener, quad stretch, knee stretch, shin stretch of the left leg. Also, if you really think about flattening toward the floor, there might be a good amount of lower back stretch and extension of the spine as well. However, if you want to just keep it a little bit softer, right? It doesn't have to be with a lot of tension. Go ahead and just kind of, softly reach your right leg back, softly reach your crown of the head forward, and then just release toward the floor. Now, in opposition, what you can do is activate, right? You can tuck the right toes under, lift the right knee. So notice that right leg is now very active, and you're getting a lot of hip action to the right hip. Now, by lifting the seat up a little bit, now it could be that your left glutes, left quads are now having to support you differently, right? And that activates your lower body tremendously. Now, if you then want to add on as well with the arms, you can tense your fingertips forward, lift the arms away from the floor, and then either keep the head on the floor, forehead down, or you can lift the head, crown the head forward, or you can look forward as well. So notice how you've taken the very passive, gentle, restorative pigeon into a little bit more active work here with your legs and your arms, while still taking the same shape. Alright, let's start to break. Walk it back in. Palms flat. Tuck the back toes. Kick the left leg up. Open up the hips. Bend the left knee. Sideward scorpion. Stay here or roll to the outside of the right foot. Drop the left foot back for the flip dog. When you're ready, flip it back around, left leg up, step the left foot forward, low lunge. Low lunge means that you're on the back tiptoes as opposed to the back heel down, which is a warrior leg, right? If you lift the heel and stay on your tiptoes, that's a lunge. Come up to a high lunge. Stepping on the left foot, shift the weight forward. Draw the right knee in to tree pose. Sole of the right foot to the inner left leg, go above the knee joint. If your hips are open enough to accommodate that, and raise the arms up high. So this is your regular tree pose. If this is throwing off your balance and it's tough for your hips, go below the knee joint instead. That will make it a lot easier for you to maintain. And then taking the arms up high, and that is your tree. Keep the gaze to the floor, slightly ahead of you. So that is helping you to balance. That's your focal point, your point of concentration, your drishti. And going from your tree to airplane warrior 3. You're going to release your right foot behind the left leg. Left hand to grab the ends of the right foot and stand tall. Start here. Reach your right arm out. So that's the beginning of the airplane. Lean forward with your torso to about parallel the floor. Keep the gaze to the floor. Upper chest lifted. And that is your shape of warrior 3. So your torso is about parallel to the floor. Right arm, right leg. It's opening out to the side. So airplane, warrior 3. Release your right leg. Step it all the way back. And that is your warrior 1. Open it up. Warrior 2. Reverse warrior. Hands to the floor. Stepping the left foot back, lower all the way down to the belly. Reach your hands slightly forward. Take the forearms down for your Sphinx pose. So crossing at the elbows and grabbing opposite elbows will help you measure up for your shoulders. So go ahead and do that. Then let the forearms come back down to parallel each other, straight forward from your shoulders. Your left shoulder, your shoulders and your elbows should also line up in a vertical line, and then your forearm is horizontal, so that makes a 90-degree angle. Press your belly and your ribs down to flatten your lower back, and then press into your forearms to lift your chest and gently looking forward, and that is your mid-back bend. This is your Sphinx pose. Point the toes, press the tops of the feet to the floor, and then think about activating your quads by lifting the quads up away from the floor by engaging and pointing the toes back. You don't have to really lift the knees, but they may come off the floor, right? So that depends on the bulk of your quads. If you have bigger quads, right, and that when you point the toes back and activate this way, they get more kind of bunchy, right? And that may lift your knees away from the floor. If you want to press the forearms down, press the tops of the feet to the floor to lift the hips. So it is a forearm plank in a pointed toe position. Right, so now you're working your back and your core a lot. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower all the way down. Lower the chest. Walk your hands back. Child's pose. Transitioning back by lifting the hips. Seat toward the heels. And then folding forward. Take it back to your down dog. Pigeon second side. Raise your right leg up. Right knee in toward the nose. Land that shin to the floor. You're in a pointed toe position. Your right knee, right thigh angles out to the right side, about 30 to 45 degrees. Support with your hands. Inch your left knee back to lower your seat. Walk your hands back, elongate through the spine. Feel for the levelness of the pelvis. Feel for the lengthiness of the spine. Maybe not even using your hands for support to check into your balance. Once you have all that measured out, you can start to walk your hands forward. Either stay in your forearms, make pillows with the hands, or extend the arms forward, let the hip release. So you have many options here. Once you settle in, you can decide to stay here in a very passive, very gentle and soft pigeon, or tuck the left toes under, lift the left knee off the floor, and reach your left heel back. And that will give you a lot more activity into the left leg, left hip. Also, by lifting in this way, maybe there's also more action into your right quads, right knee. You can stay here with your forearms supporting, or reaching your right hand forward, tent the right fingertips, tent the left fingertips extending forward. You can also now let the forehead come down. You can lift the head by looking down so the spine is a little bit more neutral in the cervical spine behind the neck. Or you can look forward a little bit, giving you more of an upper back bend. So you have so many options here to play with. Release your left leg down, release your arms down, walk your hands back in. Let's everyone start to make your way back up. Walk your hands in, lift the torso, tuck the left toes. Then, inhale, kick the right leg up, open up the hips, bend the right knee. This is your sideward scorpion. Stay here, or flipping dog. Roll onto outside the left foot, drop the right foot back behind you, and take this back bend here. Flip it back around, right leg up, three-legged dog. Step the right foot forward between your hands, low lunge, which means you're on your left tiptoes. Raise your arms up high for high lunge. Then stepping on the right foot, draw forward, pick up the left knee, tree pose. Open out the left knee to the left side. Grab the foot from the inside of the leg, and then take the left foot to the inside of the right leg, above the knee joint, or below the knee joint, right? So that depends on flexibility of the hips and whether or not that helps or opposes your balance, right? Then take the arms up high and out in a wide position. So this is your tree pose, Vrikshasana. Transitioning from your tree into your airplane, warrior three. Reach your arms out, parallel to floor to either side. Let the left foot come behind the right leg. With your right hand at the inside of the left foot and standing tall. So you want to always start with this steadiness and checking in with your alignment. Then as you lean forward, taking your torso to about parallel to the floor, reach your left arm and left leg out to the side. Keep the upper back bend by lifting the chest and gaze slightly forward. So this is your airplane, warrior three. It's a combination between the two. Release your left leg back, step it back, warrior one. Open it up, warrior two. Reverse warrior, hands to the floor, right foot stepping back plank, lower all the way down to the belly. Again, Sphinx pose. So once you move your arms forward, grab opposite elbows to measure out shoulders width. Making sure your shoulders are lining up with your elbows, and that is a 90-degree angle with your legs, with your arms and that is your Sphinx pose. Belly and ribs down. Flattening your lower back, but press your forearms down to lift the chest, and gaze is gently looking forward. Now, keeping your legs, your thighs, right? The tops of the feet, your thighs, and the pubic bone to the floor. Think about the movement of your tail reaching toward the heels, your pelvic tilt, which then helps you to lift the belly and round the upper back, chin toward the chest. So the pubis stays on the floor, the tailbone reaches toward the heels, the belly moves in and up, rounding the upper back. So stay here, press your forearms down to lift the upper back, chin toward the chest to round the back, keep the belly lifting away from the floor, keep the tailbone reaching back toward the heels. That's your pelvic tilt here. So you can hold it here, there's a lot of core happening. Release the action of your belly and your pelvic tilt. Come back to your Sphinx. Tuck the toes under this time. Press into your forearms. Lift the hips. This is your forearm plank. Once you have the forearm plank, actively reach your heels back in space. Press into your elbows and your forearms for resistance. So now you're in your forearm plank as well. A very nice calf stretch. 5, 4, 3, 2, And one. Shift back forward, belly down, walk your hands in, child's pose. Again, taking a seat toward the heels and fold. Roll back up to hands and knees. Take the seat down to the left side or the right side and swing the legs forward. With your hands supporting to either side, sliding the hands out, which helps you support the weight of your torso. Take it all the way down. Hug the left knee in, left arm stays out to the side. Right hand to left knee and twisting to the right. Left shoulder blade, left arm stays flat. And that gives you the support to twist to the right, anchoring down your left side to give you more support. And then actively twisting to the right. You may notice that after you take the active position with your twist, if you then just deactivate and let it go, you might actually be able to get a little bit more rotation, a little bit more openness, right, to deepen your twist. All right, take it back to center. Switch legs, switch arms. Right arm out to a T, left hand to the right knee and twisting to the left side. Keep your right shoulder blade, right arm flat. So use your left hand, use active reaching of the knee over to the left side to deepen your twist. And then once you get your nice twist, think about deactivating the work of the legs. And then maybe with a gentle pressing of your left hand, you can get a little bit deeper in your twist. And rolling back center. Hug both knees in. Step the feet to the floor. Slide the legs forward, toes gently turn out, feet are separated. Arms alongside the hips, a little bit wider, palms face up. Let the floor support, fully release, Shavasana, further relaxation. Let it go. Begin to draw the breath back in and start to move the fingers and the toes, reaching the arms overhead, stretching in opposite directions, rolling over to the right side, come up to a comfortable cross-legged position. Reconnect to an even seat, a lengthy spine, shoulders broad, breath deep, and let the neck be free. Inhale from Come up. Namaste, everybody. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me. Please visit my website again at simhayoga.com, and my payment information is on there for Venmo and for PayPal. My preferred way of payment is Venmo, and my handle is Simha Yoga Lab. 8096 is the 4-digit code, and prices for the classes are $10, and if you're having a difficult time right now, $5 is fine. Please share with your friends, let people know, and thank you so much. Have a great day, stay safe, enjoy your day.